Hey everyone, this is Fuzzy from Fuzzy's Ghost Models, and here we're looking at me doing the decals on the A10 builds. And the first one we're starting off here is the Academy kit. And the instrument panel for this kit is pretty good. The decals are pretty good, and I've started out by having to slice the little sections up so they make sure they fit into and around the crevices really good. I'm sorry, I apologize that sometimes go off camera out of the frame, but trying to do these things while so zoomed in is it's a little difficult. You just got to look at what you're doing and then look at the screen. Am I still in frame? But anyway, I apologize. I have used exclusively Solvaset on these IPs. I love Solvaset. I know some people don't like it. They think it's too strong, but I like it strong. And what I'll do is I'll lay the decal down and then squish it down with a wet makeup sponge and push it in as far as it'll go. Then I'll put Solvaset on it and use the makeup sponge to push it back down. Now here you can see I'm doing the fire extinguisher handles on the Academy kit on top. The Great Wall Hobbies kit has them as a separate part, so you won't see them in this video. And they're fiddly little things, but if you take your time, this video has been sped up. It's twice the speed, so take your time, maneuver things in, push down on the sponge. I love using a wet makeup sponge. It's for me, it's more precise than using a cotton swab. Don't like those at all. They can leave little bits of threads and hairs and whatever else all around. But I continue on here with the other side for the fire extinguisher. Same method, little tiny ones, and you'll notice out through the video that even the decals that are down, I will go and reapply Solvaset to them again and again and again, just to make sure they're nice and soft and they snug right down. And that's what happens. These decals are really good. They're not terrible. They're not thin. They don't break or rip or anything. So it's pretty easy to maneuver these things around with your fingers or whatever tools I have at hand, whatever is necessary. All right. So the one thing I don't like about the Academy kit is that for the CRTs, the screens are displayed as on or portrayed as on. If there's no pilot in it, then they shouldn't be green. They should be nice and dark. So it is what it is. Wanted to use the stuff in the kit to show you guys what the kit is capable of. Anyway, and here's another section of the old analog gauges, which the decals are made for this kit, so they actually match up quite nicely to all the dial faces and the ridges and that. So it was really good. And again, I'm just taking my time, maneuvering them in properly. And then again, I'll hit them with some Solvaset when I think they're in a good spot, and then hit it with the makeup sponge to push it down, and rinse and repeat for that. Yeah, get it nice and wet, nice and wet. Go through a lot of Solvaset, but I love the stuff. I did actually have one bottle that was bad. That's another story. When I was building my Sky Raider, I opened up a brand new bottle, and just a drop of it absolutely melted everything, including the paint, which is very unusual for me for Solvaset. So here we look at the port side instrument panel, and again, it fits really nicely. The Academy kit is pretty good. Straight out of the box, and these decals are straight out of the box. I'm sure there are 3D decals available. For the instrument panel, I'm not sure if you really need it, but if you want to spend that money, go ahead. Again, these are right out of the box, and I apologize for being out of frame. I will do better in the future. I'm just poking everything down, getting it exactly where I need it, so the dials line up on the decal with the dial relief on the plastic itself. And yeah, it's tedious, but actually I love doing this kind of thing with decals. I rarely have a mishap. I've done them so many times. And there we are, hitting it with the solve set again, making sure they're super soft. And they're just drowning in the stuff, which is awesome. So then we're going to do the rest of the center console. There's a little display and some other instruments there. Centering it up, getting it to sit down just right. And then of course, we'll push it down with the makeup sponge. I highly recommend the makeup sponges. They're pretty cheap. You can get a bag with, I don't know, 20 or 24 in it. And just if you do use this, just make sure you rinse it out real good. It's got some chemicals and stuff in them usually. Just rinse them out. And then when you go to use them for decals, just make sure it's damp or even wet. And the decal won't stick to it, but it'll act as a sponge to push it down into all the little relief. And then the solve set will suck it right down. Alright, now we flipped over to the Great Wall Hobby instrument panel, and again it's a solid piece almost for the decal, but I'm gonna cut it up a little bit to put it on there. You can see all the nice relief that's on the plastic, and it's gonna actually work out really well. You see I have the center section in already. I didn't have to get video of that, I'm sorry, I apologize. And then we're just gonna continue on with this method. This one I didn't divide up as much as I did the Academy one. I thought that the spacing on it, on the decal itself, would allow for the relief to curl under in that, and I was correct. If you have a look at the decals, you can see that it's made for a 3D surface. Now the Great Wall kit that I had came with 3D printed decals for the IP and the side consoles. I opted not to use them because I looked at them and I thought that the actual relief on the IP and the decals themselves look really good. So I went this way, much simpler, and it gives you a better understanding of, or a better idea of how the kit looks like out of the box anyway, for the instrument panel. You can see it's got a little more color to it than the Academy one. Some of the analog dials have some blue face around the trim, so it makes it pop a little more. And the artificial horizon in the center on the Great Wall Hobbies kit is a lot more pronounced and more colorful. I like it. Anyway, there we have it. The two side by side. Give me your comments on what you think, and how do you do decals on instrument panels, if you do them at all. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, everyone. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And buy me a coffee. Fuzzy's Ghost signing off.